What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the
Damn, Mo.
podcast, episode 206, Big Energy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good day, whatever you're doing. You're at home, you're at work. We appreciate y'all tapping into the live stream. You're listening on the playback. Appreciate you too. Leave a comment in the comments section. We got a lot to speak on today. Some college football news. We got some NBA stuff. We're going to also recap week 9 of the college football season, and then week 8 of the NFL season. And yeah, man, got a few things to talk about before we get into that. Mal, how you feeling, sir?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. I can't complain, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good myself, man. I can't complain. How was your vacation, man?
It was good. I had a good time. Got to went to the Laker game. It was great to see Luka and Edwards in person. Got to see that amazing performance. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Great vibes, man. It was cool moment. A little tired, but feeling good, man. How was your weekend?
It was good, man. Chill. You know what I'm saying? On Sunday, had a day off. Chill with the lady. Went to my parents' house. Went over there, watched football and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So, yeah. All right, man. Let's get with the big news. Brian Kelly, he got fired from LSU yesterday after the big loss to was it Texas A&M? Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Yeah. They had a big loss to Texas A&M. Yeah, 49-25. We'll talk about that in a minute. But he got fired yesterday. He was less than 4 years into his 10-year contract. He had a buyout of over $50 million. He was 5-3 overall and 2-3 in the SEC. He had a 34-14 record overall. But we all know why Brian Kelly was brought over here, and he had left Notre Dame because he felt like he wasn't going to get the resources that he needed to build a winning program. So he went to SEC, LSU, thinking that he would get better recruits, 5-star and all that stuff, NIL stuff, all that. And he thought he was going to be able to build a program over there. And he would always just underachieve, never making the playoffs. Never getting the big wins over the Bamas and the Georgias and all those teams like that, and just ultimately underachieving. And we all know how in SEC football is when you're LSU, you're the Bamas, you're the Georgias, it's national championship or bust. Mm-hmm. So, and they brought him over here thinking that he was going to improve their offense and make them a better, viable team, more relevant, and it just never came to fruition. And this is why we're sitting here today saying that he got fired. So what are your thoughts on him being fired? Was it warranted? Did he deserve to play the season out, or do you think he was just time?
I guess it all depends on how you want to look at it. His $54 million buyout, I think, is the most expensive one this year so far with all the firings that have been happening. So if money is no object, then yeah, I think it was the correct decision. Like, you already seen him losing the locker room pretty much. You got Harold Perkins already looking into hitting the transfer portal. I think that's huge news right there. Hopefully my Gators can, obviously we need to get a head coach before we can even try to consider recruiting him, but hopefully we can be in the mix for that. I think that's going to be a huge pickup for anybody who is able to get him because of what he's projected to be. So, yeah, man, I think it was the right time, man. I think with Brian Kelly, the conversations with Brian Kelly is that he's held to this higher standard. Like, he's like one of these like Urban Meyers. He's one of these like, Nick Saban type of coaches that's going to win you a championship when all my man has done has been nothing but that. He has the expectations of a championship level coach, but he's not no Dabo Swinney. Like, at the end of the day, we can talk as much as we want about Dabo Swinney and some of these other coaches, but he's never been on their level. And like, yeah, he's able to win, have some winning seasons and stuff like that, but he's never been able to win the bigger games. He's had ultra talented groups where it just never comes to fruition. We see the berating of players on the sidelines, and God knows what else is happening behind the scenes with him. I've never been a big fan of Brian Kelly and his coaching style. He gives me a lot of Sean Payton vibes. He gives me a like Kim Mulkey vibes. Like, coaches, like, yeah, they win and stuff like that here and there, but at the end of the day, the way they go about and how they want to teach and kind of like nurture some of the young talent in today's game and how they want to go about it, I've never been a big fan of that. But at the end of the day, Brian Kelly will get another job. It's just a cycle repeat. Do I think he'll get a big time job? I don't know. I guess it all depends on how all the other coaches kind of like lay out with all these, big time coaching jobs. Like we have 3 of the biggest programs that are available right now in Florida, LSU, and Penn State. And that's not to go with any of the other colleges, some of the lower tier colleges like Colorado State and vice versa. So it's going to be interesting kind of see the carousel with the coaches. But I think it was the right move, man. Brian Kelly has done nothing for this program but keep them semi-relevant at the end of the day.
Do you think LSU is a lucrative job right now?
Yeah, absolutely. LSU, like, come on, man. We know the standards of that. This team was winning national championships just a couple years ago. You know what I mean? So, absolutely, man. We know this. We know this program to be, wide receiver U. We know what kind of talent this LSU program has. We know the atmosphere and that fan base. It's always going to be a top tier college football job. But you got 2 other top tier jobs as well. You got Penn State and Florida. So they're going to be battling out for some of the top coaches that could be available or that you could steal from. So I even tweeted it, man. All these other programs need to hire their coaches because these programs they're going to take your best one. Like if you're not Ohio State, if you're not Michigan, if you're not Texas, if you're not Alabama, like the rest of these coaches will look at these jobs because especially some of these young up and coming coaches who are ready for the opportunity to take on big set programs and make a name for themselves, you know what I mean? Or even bigger name guys who are in smaller tier programs, kind of like an Indiana situation, who could potentially get one of these bigger time jobs and elevate their status and their lore. And knowing that you're going to get better talent when you go to these schools, you're going to get that Florida recruits because you're in Florida. You know what I mean? They're always going to look and staying in state and being close to the family. You're going to get those Louisiana guys. You're going to get those guys from Penn State and the Upper East. Like those are advantages. And the money that backs these programs, you're going to look at these jobs and the money that's going to get thrown out. Like if you're willing to pay $54 million for a buyout, imagine the type of money you're willing to bring in a top tier coach that can get you back into the level that you expect to be as a program. So yeah, man, I think it's going to be an interesting situation here these next like 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, for sure. As far as Brian Kelly goes, I agree with everything you said. He made 1 national championship with Notre Dame and got smoked in that game by Alabama. So I've never been a fan of his. He's always had this arrogance about him, like he's just this big winner or whatever. And can he build a program and get recruits and have solid winning seasons? Yes. Make bowl games? Yes. But he's not no championship level coach where he's won championships, and that arrogance, it shows on the sideline, him cussing out his coaches and berating his players. And look, Nick Saban did the same thing, but Nick Saban was winning.
Right. Yeah.
That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, like you said, he's gonna get another job somewhere. Maybe Lane Kiffin takes the Florida job and he ends up at Ole Miss. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he ends up at Penn State. I don't know. Yeah. So I would imagine that he gets another job, but he'll always be one of those good coaches, but not great coaches to me. So LSU, they want greatness, and it'll be interesting to see which direction they go. Will they go for a big name? Will they go for a up and coming coach? I would think if you're LSU, you might have to go after a big name because you need cachet. You need something for that fan base to get excited for coming off of Brian Kelly to go to LSU, to come to LSU and hopefully give this team back some hope to be a national championship type contender. Somebody who can recruit, somebody who can manage young men, and bring a philosophy there that's winning. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see which direction they go as far as LSU. Of course, here in our backyard, maybe LSU, if they holler at Dan Mullins. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they try to get Lane Kiffin to come over there. You know what I'm saying? So We'll see. Maybe they look at the coach that's at Vanderbilt if he continues to,
that's a great name. Success. Yeah. That'll be a great coach. Him, Indiana. There's some great guys. Yeah.
I know Indiana re-upped your boys deal quick in a hurry, but you never know.
Even the Missouri coach, even though I know I know we're talking about the game. I know they lost, but I think he's a good head coach, man. I think a lot of the games that you guys been in these games. Like it's just guys.
We're gonna talk.
I know. I'm just kind of just going with the coaching. I know we're gonna talk more about that, but even him, I think his name could even also be mentioned because I think he's done a great job with that program.
Yes. All right, man. Let's get to the NBA, dog.
Yeah.
Before we get into all the game stuff, let's just go on because it literally happened the day after we did our pod.
Yeah.
The whole scandal and all that. So of course on the 23rd of it was last week, federal authorities, the feds, arrested 34 plus individuals across 11 U.S. states in connection with 2 related schemes: an illegal sports betting insider info network and a rigged underground poker operation tied to organized crime. Key flag individuals was Terry Rozier, indicted for using non-public information to help bettors; Chauncey Billups, charged in a connection with the rigged poker game scheme that involves mafia-linked poker operations; and then Damon Jones, also indicted for supplying insider info and connecting to the poker scheme. All these guys, I think, have all been released on bond. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. Look, man, it's a sticky situation right now. I mean, we all saw some of the clips with Terry Rozier. It don't look good for Terry. As far as Chauncey Billups goes, because that was such a separate situation with the poker game. Like they claimed that there was, scanners and mirrors and all kinds of crazy stuff. People counting cards and all kinds of stuff. It tied into this. And then, same thing with Damon Jones. He was involved with the poker side. Looks like he was involved with the insider info side too. So, we'll see on that too. And we'll see if there's any more individuals that's involved, because it can't just be those 3. There's got to be more players or people that were involved in this. I know they said that
I think Kevin Garnett's name came up.
Yeah, something like that. But I know they said they're going to be talking to Adam Silver, doing a hearing with him to talk to him about what's going on in NBA right now as far as this whole scandal and all this stuff. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
But what's your initial thoughts of this situation? Do you think that this is just the tip of the iceberg?
Yeah, honestly, this is a very sensitive subject for me. I mean, I know. I say I know him well, but I know Dame from seeing him around town and stuff like that. Man, that's a good brother right there. I've heard nothing but great things about Chauncey. I've never met him personally, but I've heard great things. I know people who know him personally. It's a very sensitive subject for me because I know that these are some really good guys. It's just, I would say, if true, obviously, they did get arrested, but they still are innocent until proven guilty. They got to go through the due process and stuff like that. I would say this: it is disappointing, though, that to see these gentlemen put themselves in this situation when you would think they would be well off. I don't see no problem in gambling when you do it the legal way, when you do it the correct way. It's all fun in that, what I mean? All of us, we all hit the tables. We all do sports gambling. We all do that type of stuff. But for situations like this, man, it sucks, man, because especially in Chauncey's situation, man, you're the head coach of a Portland Trail Blazers team that actually has some promise, man. You got some young cats on that squad that you can see, Jan Hansen, Shaden Sharp, Tamari, you still got Scoot Henderson, you re-signed Damian Lillard, you were able to get Drew Holiday. Like, you actually have some sort of an identity with, playing for the now, playing for the future. And then you got your ultimate superstar player back that people adore in that city, who's probably the best trailblazer of all time that you can honestly consider. And that it sucks, man. I mean? You had a great job. Why put yourself in this situation? Damon, being on championship NBA teams and, being who he was, like, it's disappointing. And knowing that gentleman and who he is as a person, he's a really good dude. And it just sucks to see that he's been put in this situation. And I really pray and hope for the best for these brothers, especially those 2, and hope they, hopefully something good comes evolve. I still hope that they, don't get charged and they get off. I'm still hoping for that. But we all know once the government and FBI agents start getting involved, it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? So once the government wants to get somebody, they're going to try to get somebody. So we got to see. It's going to be obviously very interesting because, a lot of people, reports are saying that more names should be coming out, from NFL names to NBA names. It's a situation where, when you start getting in bed with gambling and stuff like that, like, these are the situations that's going to get involved, man. You just got to properly educate these athletes. And I think this is all, I don't think the NBA has a problem. I know there's been some issues with, the Donnie Heat situation, and now we got this situation. You're always going to have, all it takes is a couple bad eggs in the basket to kind of ruin the whole perception of anything. And this is not just an NBA problem. I think this is also an NFL problem, a major league sports problem. I listened to Bill Simmons when he kind of talked about the whole situation with the, giving inside information with injuries and stuff like that. It's going to be an issue for a lot of these leagues because, especially NFL and NBA, I think those are the two biggest, sports that get betted on the most next to baseball, I would assume. And it's going to be an issue because when you got inside information about injuries and stuff like that, like these teams have to kind of figure out a way to kind of not give information out like that. But at the end of the day, man, you can't. I know a lot of these teams try to, be tricky with the injury situation because they don't want to give their opponent the upper hand or kind of know where they're going to go with this. We see that with the NFL all the time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's a tricky situation. I think that's something that a lot of these leagues are going to have to kind of discuss and kind of fine tune as far as like the injury reports and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, I'm going to pray for these brothers, man. Hope they get the best outcome of anything. And I'm going to definitely be tuned in to see the information, more information that comes out. And as far as Terry Rozier, yeah, there's a lot of videotapes that does not look good with Terry. And obviously we can't forget about Malik Beasley. I know Malik Beasley is still involved. His name keeps popping up. And, Adam Silver, he's going to have to go up in front of Congress and kind of discuss why you allow Terry Rozier to continue to play, knowing that the situation was still ongoing. You know what I mean? I know they did their kind of due diligence from what they said, and they didn't find anything. They went through his phone. They couldn't find anything. And I get it. The NBA doesn't have the access that FBI agents and law enforcement has. But it still should have been a kind of a red flag that he was still getting investigated by the FBI. You cannot sit here and tell me that they did not know that, at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure communication between law enforcement and these leagues is very important. And it's interesting. And then I think the Stephen A shit, I ended by this. I think the Stephen A thing was a little weird. I know he kind of wanted to bring the whole Trump situation in, and that's also a possibility with Trump. Like, we never know. But at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of that man at all. Everybody knows that. But am I going to pin this on Trump and him want to be out for these leagues because he wants to be petty and all that? No, I think this is a isolated incident situation with these young gentlemen, that put themselves in a bad situation. So,
yeah. Can you see this being a thing where they make Adam Silver resign?
I don't know about all that. I think Adam Silver has a lot on his plate right now. I think you have a certain demographic who does like Adam Silver, but you have, I think, a growing group that is not a fan of Adam Silver as far as like how he's done with the league. And then some of the comments that he's made recently with, people not being able to pay to watch these games and kind of, making it seem so inconsiderate of kind of what he was saying. He has the aspiration thing with Kawhi Leonard. That's going to be huge. He has this NBA gambling situation. That's going to be huge. That's going to say a lot about his character. I know a lot of people want to bring David Stern in this situation, but come on, man. He had to deal with the same situation with Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? We all know the rumors about that situation, why he left for baseball, because he was quote unquote, might get suspended for the gambling situation. So they kind of just did it that way. Don't know if it's true or not, but that's just kind of the rumors that's been out there, allegedly. So, I think Adam Silver I think this is going to be his biggest year upcoming, because obviously we all know this isn't going to get resolved anytime soon. That aspiration thing, we've heard rumors that might get resolved as far as like their investigation, but around All-Star break, which in terms is going to be in the Clipper Stadium and Intuit Dome. So that's going to be very interesting to see how he handles that situation. And then obviously you have this, which we all know this is going to be a while before we even get any kind of resolution with this. So this is going to be huge for Adam Silver's legacy. I think he understands that. How he handles that, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about the NBA first week. We all know Victor Wembanyama was making waves the first week. He got off to a historic start. Over his first 3 games, he recorded 100 points and 15 blocks, a feat no one in the NBA history has done. His team, the San Antonio Spurs, opened up 3-0 for the first time since 2019, signaling that Wembanyama might be pushing him back into contender territory. There was a surge across the league in scoring. One report noted a record 11 players averaging 30 plus points through the first 6 days. For example, Luka Doncic had 43 in the opener, followed with 49 in the next game, becoming the first player to start the season with consecutive 40 plus and 10 rebounds and 5 assists. Shea Gill, um, he made noise, posting 55 points in one game, and OKC sits at 3-0. So, what is your thoughts on week one, man? How did you feel about opening week? Were you excited how
Yeah,
everything
absolutely, man.
played
I
out?
think I think we've got some great hoops, man. I think obviously I think the biggest story right now is Victor Wembanyama and just kind of the alien that he is. He's been putting up some ungodly numbers, man. First game against the Mavericks, he had 40 and 15 with 3 blocks. Next game against the Pelicans, he had 29, 9 blocks with 11 rebounds. And then yesterday, he had 31 with 14 rebounds and 6 blocks. He out here doing sham guys. He out here doing crossovers. He out here doing pull-up threes like he's Steph, dunking. Like,
Yeah,
how do you stop this man? And then
yeah,
let's not forget, let's not sleep. Dylan Harper has played amazing. These young guys have played really amazing. You still got Stephon Castle, who was the rookie of the year last year. Dylan Harper had 20 last night. You don't even got Darian Fox. Like, this team is only going to get better with the youth, and Victor Wembanyama is only going to get better, which is scary. It's scary. Like, I don't know how you guard this man. I don't know how you guard this team, especially when you get Darian Fox. They're 3-0 right now. Obviously, the competition isn't. Obviously, the best competition was the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, it wasn't like the best competition as far as like the other two with Brooklyn and New Orleans and stuff like that. But obviously, with the San Antonio Spurs, man, they got some games coming up. Obviously, they obviously got the Raptors, Miami, Phoenix, and then at my Lakers. So he's definitely one of the guys. If I need to see somebody in person, it's definitely Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, we also can't sleep on the Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis, I think, has played amazing so far this year. He's the first game he had 37 and 14 against the Raptors. He had 31 points and 20 rebounds, and then against the Cavs last night, even though they lost, he had 40 and 14. Seems like he's coming off strong after his Euro basketball trip. They look good. Being 2-1, so that was good. Obviously, big news today. Anthony Edwards, he got the hamstring injury. He's going to be out for 2 weeks. I think that could really hurt the Timberwolves these next 2 weeks. Let me see what games they have real quick. Obviously, they played my Lakers and lost. That was a really good game. I'll talk about my Lakers here in a minute. But with Anthony Edwards being out for 2 weeks, man, he's going to miss the Denver game. He's going to miss the rematch against the Los Angeles Lakers. They got the Knicks and at Sacramento. So he's going to miss about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 to 8 games. So especially in the West and how tight it is and how tough it is, that this could be a tough stretch for them. They're going to have to win a couple games, obviously, without them. And then Luka Doncic, he had a great first 2 games. Obviously, he's out for the next week with leg soreness and a sprained finger. I think Luka is on an MVP run. Obviously, it does suck that he was out, but he gave us the first game against the Warriors. We didn't look too good, especially on that defensive side. But when I went to the game against the Lakers, I was truly impressed with Marcus Smart, Rui. Austin Reeves looked like he finally getting his flow back. Luka looked like MVP. This is without LeBron James. And then DeAndre Ayton, surprisingly, I've been holding out hope. There's been a lot of Laker fans who've been ready to cut this man even after first game. I know I talked my little stuff, but I was just playing. I'm gonna give him actual time to actually get his groove in. He even played pretty good, man. He played pretty good the last 2 games. You saw the effort, and then Austin Reeves last night was amazing. 51 points. I know Sacramento Kings fans are mad that Austin Reeves had more free throws than the whole team. Well, y'all just got to stop fouling. Just stop fouling, and you guys will be okay. So, besides that, man, the season has been really, really good. Surprisingly, the Bulls 2-0. They beat the Pistons and they beat the Magic. They look really good off the start. They got a really good game tonight against the Atlanta Hawks, so that should be really good, fun game to watch tonight. And yeah, man. The first week has been really, really amazing, man. I'm excited that NBA is back, and yeah, man, can't wait for this second week to see how everything goes.
Um, so you excited about you? So you excited about your Lakers? You like how they like right now?
Yeah, no, I am. I am excited. The only thing that worries me is all these injuries right now. LeBron James, he's going to be out probably until Thanksgiving. It looks like a mid November. Luka, I was surprised by the news because watching him play, yeah, he did sprain his finger. I didn't see the leg contusion situation because there was a moment where he had a dunk and he hopped over a player and he looked fine. And then they had him stay in the game late in the game to try to get the 50 points. So when the game was already over with like about 3 minutes left. So I don't understand the leg contusion part. Maybe it happened and I didn't see it, but that's the only thing that kind of worries me right now. But besides that, and it also gave Vincent, he hurt his ankle last night as well. So obviously we got a game against the Portland Trailblazers tonight. I'm going to be curious to see how much energy we have. We got some young legs and stuff like that. I think Vando, Rui, and all those guys, they got to step up a little bit more. But no, I'm excited. Once we get all of our guys back, I think we have a legit chance to actually make some noise. I'm not saying we're going to win the NBA championship or anything like that, but you can't sleep on this team. Like with Luka being an MVP for him, Austin Reeves, and obviously we got to see how LeBron looks, being at 40, 41 years old, coming off this sciatica, if that's what you want to call it, injury. Obviously I think sky's the limit for this team, man. Especially when you have those three guys and scorers like that. So should be interesting, man. If we can keep the defensive effort, like Marcus Smart has been amazing. I know statistic wise, it's not impressive, but when you see the effort, when you see him defending Anthony Edwards and putting that effort in, and man, it looks really good, man. It makes me really excited about this team. And this is a team I'm excited to root for. Honestly, I am. Jake LaRavia and all those guys.
You see any rookies make some waves?
Yeah, man. Like obviously, like Dylan Harper, he's looked really good. He had 20 points last night. Obviously, you still got VJ Eshcom. I still need to see my guy do it thorough. He hasn't been able to play, so hopefully he's able to bounce back. But yeah, man, I think there's been quite a few rookies that, man, you should definitely take a look at, man, for sure. Jan Hansen at Portland. Yeah, man, it's looking good with the rookie class.
That's good. That's good. All right, man. Let's do let's recap week 9 of college football. We will start with Alabama at South Carolina. Alabama defeated South Carolina 29-22. This was a tightly contested game. South Carolina built a lead late in the fourth quarter, up 22-14. The crucial play was South Carolina QB Lenore Sellers fumbled a key snap stripped by Alabama defender Deontay Lawson late in the game, which gave Bama the ball in favor of field position. With 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining, Simpson found Jeremy Bernard on a 4-yard touchdown pass. Then the Tide converted a 2-point conversion to tie the game at 22. On the ensuing drive, Bernard took a direct snap and raced 25 yards for the go-ahead touchdown, with just 34 seconds remaining, which ultimately won them the game. I didn't understand the defender of South Carolina when Jermaine was running, or Bernard was running on the sideline. He kind of did like this, like he didn't want to touch him. I don't know if he would want to get a late hit or whatever, but he just kind of let him run right past him, and that ultimately sealed the fate of South Carolina. But I came away a little bit more impressed with Lenore Sellers. He had some big plays, even though he had some key turnovers. He had a couple of plays in there where you see the talent from Lenore Sellers. You really do. He definitely needs to go back. I think he needs to go back one more year. But you see the upside with Lenore Sellers, and I think that with him, man, he just needs more reps, more snaps. And I didn't know his brother played on the team too. Brother's a wide receiver on the team. But as far as Alabama goes, this goes to show you how tough the SEC is. Even the teams, and me and Maul have talked about this, even the mid teams are good. You know what I'm saying? The Auburns, the Arkansas, you know what I'm saying? Those teams like that can give you problems. You know what I'm saying? So and South Carolina is right there. They can have a game where they can play with anybody, or they have a game where they don't look as good. So shout out to Alabama. Ty Simpson, he still looks pretty good. He might be a first round pick quarterback this year. And Alabama's still looking prime to win a national championship this year.
Nah, for real. Obviously, I didn't get to watch too many of these college football games, but I will say this about Alabama. I think they need to be considered being the number one ranked team in the nation. I think with the run that they've had against playing number 5 Georgia at the time, number 16 Vanderbilt, number 14 Missouri, number 11 Tennessee, and then at South Carolina, you still got Oklahoma, you still got LSU, you still got Auburn. We all know even what's going on with those programs, they're still going to be tough outs. I think you got to consider Alabama as being one of the favorites to win a national championship, if not the favorite. I think Ty Simpson has looked very impressive. He's definitely going to be in Heisman conversations. And Kellen DeBoer, man, all that noise after that first week against Florida State, man, he's ride the shit, and it's been quiet ever since. I think Paul Feinbaum needs to owe him an apology. And this team is got to be one of the more impressive ones, if not the most impressive team in the nation right now.
Yeah, I agree. Texas A&M dominated at home, defeating LSU 49-25 in Baton Rouge. With the win, the Aggies improved to 8-0 overall and 5-0 in the SEC. LSU fell to 5-3, 2-3 in SEC play. This marks Texas A&M first win at LSU's Tiger Stadium since 1994. Marcel Reed was the standout, pass for 202 yards. He 2 touchdowns. He also had 108 yards rushing with 2 more scores. In the third quarter, wide receiver punt returner KC Conception took a 79-yard punt for a touchdown, deepening the lead. After back and forth first and a half, LSU leading 18-14 at the half. The Aggies exploded in the second half with 35 unanswered points. For LSU, the offense sputtered in the second half, unable to keep pace with the Aggies' multi-dimension attack. Coach Brian Kelly admitted that the second half was unacceptable at any level, which led to his firing. So,
yeah.
Texas A&M is another team. They look like they finally going to get over. They're starting winning the games that we're expecting them to win. You know what I'm saying? They're finally showing that they are contenders for the national championship. Marcel Reed has been great this year. He should be in the Heisman candidacy race. And he's been balling, man. And like we've already talked about LSU, Brian Kelly in that situation. It'd be interesting to see where they go from here.
Nah, man. At the end of the day, it seemed like Texas was playing with their food in the first half and then woke up and then just dominated LSU Tigers, man. 35-7. In the second half it's not a good look, man. I don't know. Look, I didn't watch the game. Maybe Chris can answer this question. Did it look like LSU just quit on Brian Kelly in the second half?
Yes and no. I just think that once Texas A&M, once they started getting going, I just think the LSU was just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Nah, I feel it. Texas A&M, they look amazing. I agree with you, Marcel Reed. These numbers look crazy. 13 carries, 108 yards, 2 TDs, 12 for 21 for passing, 202 yards, 2 TDs. He might be the best dual threat quarterback. Is this his last year? He's coming out next year, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting with his draft stock. How tall is my man? He's only 6'1", so he's a smaller quarterback. So I don't know how that will affect him as far as like his draft stock. But he has a lot of promise, and he's dominating this SEC right now with Texas A&M. Obviously, Texas A&M's schedule, it's been cool. It's been cool. I think they're warranted for the number 3 seed. This was their first ranked game next to second ranked game next to Notre Dame, where they dominated Notre Dame. Obviously, they got your boys coming up here soon, so that should be very, very interesting. I think that's a huge game for you guys. I think that's a must win for y'all if y'all want to continue to maintain your spot as far as like having an opportunity for the playoffs. But Texas A&M looks really, really good.
He's actually a sophomore, so he still got one more year.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, there you go.
He got time. So.
Okay, cool.
Ole Miss beat Oklahoma 34-26 in Norman, Oklahoma. Which the win, Ole Miss improved to 7-1, 4-1 in the SEC. Oklahoma fell 6-2, 2-2 in the SEC. Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss threw for 315 yards and a touchdown. Also rushed for 53 yards. Running back Kawan Lacey had 2 rushing touchdowns, 78 yards on 27 carries. Oklahoma's Xavier Robinson ran for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 65-yard touchdown. A crucial late game turnover. Oklahoma Isaiah Stigna, the third, fumbled in the fourth quarter, giving Ole Miss the momentum and field position that led to the go-ahead points. Ole Miss defense held strong in the fourth quarter despite giving up a third quarter surge from Oklahoma. Oklahoma had trimmed the lead to 26-25 heading into the fourth quarter. Ole Miss regained control. So this was a good win for Ole Miss. They're another team that still is right there for playoff contention and possibly try to get a national championship. I know everything is hovering over Lane Kiffin as far as is he going to take the Florida job, because we all know that's his dream job. But right now they are riding high, and Trinidad Chambliss has been balling out himself, and they look primed to, like I said, go to the playoffs, man.
Nah, this was a really impressive win from Ole Miss. I did get to watch a little bit of this game. I think, especially with Lane Kiffin, coming off that loss against Georgia, this would be kind of one of those games where you maybe usually his squads kind of like falter a little bit and go on a little bit of a losing streak. I thought for them going on the road in Oklahoma and winning this game in the fashion that they did showed a lot of toughness and a lot of promise for this team. I think you got to take this team even more serious now in the playoffs because they show they have a lot of grit. And then usually with Lane Kiffin teams, you don't kind of see that too much. But this team has that, and I was truly impressed by this one.
Yeah, for sure. Vanderbilt beat my Missouri Tigers 17-10. With the win, the Commodores improved to 7-1 overall. Missouri fell to 6-2 overall, 2-2 in the SEC. The game was tied 3-3 at halftime. In the third quarter, Vanderbilt broke that tie on a highlight play. Malachi Young exploded for an 80-yard touchdown run, giving the Commodores a 10-3 lead. Missouri starting quarterback Bo Perbila, he exited early in the third quarter after suffering a serious leg ankle injury on the 4th and goal attempt near the 1-yard line. With Perbila out, freshman quarterback Matt Zollers took over and threw a touchdown pass 6 yards to freshman tight end Drew James early in the fourth quarter to tie it at 10-10. The decisive score came with a minute and 52 remaining, with Vanderbilt's QB Diego Perbila dove across the goal line for 1 yard to put the Commodores up 17-10. On the final play of the game, Missouri had a chance. Zollers completed the pass to top receiver Kevin Coleman Jr. for 36 yards, but he came up just short at the end zone as time expired. This game came down to 2 plays in the third quarter. They had the play where Perbila got hurt. It was at the 1-yard line. If they score there, it's 10-3.
Yeah.
And then there was another crucial one in the third quarter. They had a missed field goal, and that ultimately did them in. Even though Zollers, and I'll say this, Matt Zollers, freshman, that dude can go. He got an arm. He can throw. He might be a better thrower than Bo. He didn't look like the moment was too big for him. Even on that last play, if Kevin Coleman was just an inch in, we talk about overtime.
Yeah.
So he caught it. He just caught it a little bit too short, and those 2 defenders, shout out to the 2 defenders, they just stopped him right at the goal line. But if he was just an inch in, we talking overtime, and we don't know where this game goes. But this is just one of those things, man, where Missouri just they get right there. The one thing that's different is usually in these games, we get smoked. We get blown out. We don't belong on the field. this year, I think Missouri is showing that they belong on the field with these teams, Alabama and now Vanderbilt. Now they got to see if they can do the same thing with Texas A&M. You know, this was the defense did everything they could to win this game, because it wasn't like Diego was just killing us. He wasn't. Probably one of his worst games of the season. So, but hey, shout out to Missouri. They fought even when their quarterback went out. They had a chance to win the game. Let's see what happens against Texas A&M. And I'm pretty for sure. I don't know the significance of Bo's leg injury, but we'll see what this freshman can do with the next game against Texas A&M. It's gonna be a tough one for sure.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be tough. Obviously without your starting quarterback, I think Missouri minus a couple plays, they could easily be 8-0 right now. They can be 8-0 and a top 14. Like with the Pribilla injury, I would understand if Missouri gets dropped a little bit. Me personally, I think if he was healthy, I think this team is easily a top 10 team. Me personally, just the way they play. I think it's really all going to come down to, I think it's going to be tough, obviously, with a freshman quarterback playing. Texas A&M, the benefit of it is it's at home, it's not on the road. So I think that is a benefit to that. And hopefully the guys around him can rally. Hopefully that crowd can rally and big up this freshman quarterback. And he might surprise. And put up some great numbers. Like, I like Texas A&M, but we got to see what they look like on the road. And I think this might be their toughest competition all year. So it's going to be quite interesting. I thought the Missouri defense looked really, really good. I think they played up to par with, and even in a lot of these big games, even against Bama, I thought they played pretty decent for the most part. So it's gonna be interesting. Marcel Reed coming in hot. The Texas A&M offense is rolling, so it's gonna be an interesting fight. Obviously, I would like your chances a lot better if Pribilla was healthy. Hopefully, he's not out for too long and he's able to come back. I think Missouri.
I think he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, we'll see. But we gotta see. These young bodies do respond. You may be in a wheelchair today, but 3 days later, motherfucker might feel really good. So, and I'm sure they're gonna be cautious. Like, obviously, he's not gonna play this week. He's probably gonna play next week. Hopefully, they can get him ready by, let's say, mid-November, and hopefully, y'all still have a shot at making the playoffs and stuff like that. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, I think Missouri should hold their heads up high, man. I think this program is heading in the right direction no matter what happens for the rest of the year. And this head coach, hey, he's going to need a raise. If you want to keep him, he's going to need a raise, because I wouldn't be surprised if his name is talked about with some of these coaching jobs that do open up, or once they get filled, those jobs get opened up. So it's going to be a trickling effect. So
yeah, for sure. Texas edged out Mississippi State 45-38 in overtime. With the win, Texas improved to 6-2, 3-1 in the Southeast Conference. Mississippi State fell to 4-4 overall, 0-4 in the SEC. Texas trailed by a large margin entering the fourth quarter, but engineered a massive comeback down 38-21 with about 12 and a half minutes left. Quarterback Arch Manning completed 29 of 46 passes, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. He had 1 interception, but before he exited with a head injury in overtime. Key team plays was the special teams player Ryan Niblett returned a punt, 79 yards for a touchdown, with 1:47 remaining in regulation to tie the game at 38 to force overtime. In overtime, with Manning's sideline, backup quarterback Matthew Caldwell stepped in and threw the game-winning touchdown pass to Emmett Mosley, the fifth for Missouri. Blake Shippen passed for 381 yards. Even in the performance, the Bulldogs couldn't hold on. This is probably Arch Manning's best performance. And this showed, a little bit of the talent that everybody's been clamoring for, even though it was in a comeback win. But still, this was his best game. We'll see how the injury is. I'm sure he's in concussion protocol. We'll see if he's able to play the next game. Shout out to the kid Caldwell for coming and stepping in and getting the game-winning touchdown in that spot. Because they could have very well just dropped it. He could have messed up, but he came in and threw a game-winning touchdown. But in Mississippi State, man, they've been in all these games this year. Like, a lot of their games that went like this, and then they just lose. They kept it close with a lot of teams this year, but they just can never get the win. But shout out to Texas, man, for getting that dub.
Yeah, like this team is probably still very unimpressive to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it's probably Manning's like best effort. We gotta see how he responds. They got a huge game coming up this week with Vanderbilt. That's gonna be huge. Like these next couple weeks are gonna be very huge for this Texas program to see if they're gonna make the playoffs or not. They have to win these next two games. They gotta beat Vanderbilt and they gotta beat Georgia. So Sark is playing for his job these next 2 weeks, so we got to see what's up. But again, Texas, I think all the pieces around, like I think the defense is, it has its moments. Like I don't know, this team is just, it hasn't been really impressive to me at all. We got to see what's up. We got to see what's up.
I feel you, man. Shout out to Arch, man.
Yeah. Hopefully he's able to play this week. I want to see Arch Manning play against this Vanderbilt team.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. That does with our recap.
UNLV didn't play this week.
No, they had a bye week. Gratefully so.
Oh, and UCLA, nice try. Nice try, UCLA. I didn't know. I didn't like look, I kept out hope. I didn't think it would. I thought y'all would play at least a little bit better than that. I didn't think y'all would win, but hey, Indiana showed up. And yo, I think it's messed up that when UCLA does use the picture of the head coach and not Nussmeier, like that's foul. Y'all know what y'all doing with that. Like y'all got to stop doing that stuff. That's crazy. But shout out to Mendoza. Shout out to Indiana. Indiana looked obviously.
Mendoza's brother played for the team.
I didn't know that either. Hey,
he's backup quarterback.
Man, I ain't mad. Indiana looking good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. We'll go to a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use promo code Cris Mal to get $5 off your purchase. So don't wait. Again, that promo code is Cris Mal to get $5 off your purchase. Get Magnet, push your limits, fuel your passion.
Shout out to Manic Sports Drink. All right, Mom, we're gonna play a little game. NFL contender or pretender?
All right, let's do it.
All right, man, we're going to do NFC Edition. I'm going to ask your team. You're going to tell me if they are a contender or a pretender.
Okay.
First up, the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going to say pretender, man. I think this team regular season wise is really good. We've seen Sam Darnold have great regular season games, but when it comes to the postseason, are you really going to trust Sam Darnold in a big game? I still haven't seen it with him. Even last year against the Minnesota Vikings, he looked really bad. He had his worst game in the playoffs. So I'm going to say pretender.
Next up, the 49ers.
If they were healthy, I would say contender, but unfortunately, I'm going to say pretender. I think this team is going to play tough, but when it comes down to it, I'm not going to have them favorite in a lot of those playoff games if they were to make it. So I'm going to say pretender.
Next up, the Green Bay Packers.
Everybody knows I'm not a fan of this receiving core. I'm not a fan of this wide receiving core at all, but I'm going to say contender. I'm going to say contender because I think the Packers, they do have some bright spots, some bright moments. They are getting Christian Watson back. Josh Jacobs is definitely an elite running back. Jordan Love, he has his games up and down here and there. And that defensive line is still really good. Michael Parsons does flash off your screen. So I'm gonna say Contender.
I did like with Christian Watson back in the fold.
Yeah, and then obviously Kraft. Like
Tucker Kraft is
he's the main reason why I lost my big money fantasy league, which that makes me also pissed. Which fantasy, I fucking hate fantasy football. So
you losing in our league too?
Yeah, I'm losing everything. So yeah, I'm over it.
Yeah. Yes. Next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Contender. This team is a contender. Baker Mayfield is a MVP style quarterback. They're still winning games, even being hurt. Obviously, Mike Evans, he's out with a broken collarbone. You will get Bucky Irvin back. You will get some of these players back. I still think Mike Evans has a chance to make it back for the playoffs. Yeah, they're definitely a contender.
The Chicago Bears.
Pretender. This team still has a lot of growing up to do. I do like DeAndre Swift and the way he's been playing. But they got to find a way to get these receivers involved. Like you have some elite talented receivers with Roma Dunze and DJ Moore. And you could tell Caleb Williams is still not trying to make the risky throws. He's still trying to play within the offense. And, Ben Johnson probably has him on a tight leash right now as far as like what he's able to do. But yeah, I'm gonna say pretender for sure.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Pretender. I don't trust that quarterback situation. Everything around it, I love that team, but you're not gonna sit here and tell me Carson Wentz or JJ McCarthy is the answer to that quarterback situation.
The Washington Commanders.
If they can get healthy, I will always put faith in Jaden Daniels. I will. Now, this defense does scare you a lot because they couldn't stop nobody last year, and they made it to the NFC Championship game. So if they can get healthy, I'm gonna say contenders because that's how great Jaden Daniels and this offense can be with Deebo Samuel, Krosket Moret, and all those guys. So if healthy, yes, contenders. If not, obviously pretenders.
The Detroit Lions.
Contenders. I think they should be the favorites in the NFC. Me personally, this team is loaded. If they can just stay healthy, I know this defense, especially their defensive back situation, they are pretty banged up. But it's not like season-ending injuries. They are all expected to come back. And then, hey, the trade deadline is almost here. The trade deadline's about a week away. They can make some moves, but this team is definitely a contender.
And last but not least, the LA Rams.
Contender for sure. This team is really good. You're going to get Puka back. This defensive line is still one of the young elite defensive lines. You got a young elite receiver to go along with the Hall of Fame receiver and Devontae Adams. You got Kyron Williams. Matthew Stafford is a Hall of Famer himself. You probably have you definitely have one of the top two best coaches in the league with Sean McVay. Contender 100%.
For sure. I didn't ask you about the Eagles because
they're contenders. Like they are contenders.
I'm just like, come on.
Yeah, like they're contenders. They're contenders. They're contenders.
All right, man. Let's do our BetUS Surefire Picks.
Let's do it.
All right, man. What you got?
I got all NBA because I'm not touching that NFL game tonight. There's no way in hell I'm touching that NFL game tonight. Sorry. I'm taking the Pistons plus 2.5 against the Cavs. I do like that matchup. I think the Pistons have been playing pretty good. And the Cavs could be a little. I know they had a big win against the Bucks, but I can see the Pistons winning the next game. I like the Hawks minus 2.5 against the Bulls. This Bulls team has had some big wins. They beat the Pistons, they beat the Magic. But I think the Hawks, they're just too talented. I know they had a pretty bad loss the first game, but it seems like they had a little bounce back moment. Trae Young's playing good, everybody's playing good, so I like that. And then I love the Nuggets minus 6.5 against the Wolves, especially Edwards being out for the next 2 weeks. So the Nuggets should dominate that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs on the money line tonight because that point spread is kind of high. It can go either way, but I'm gonna take them on the money line. I take the Dodgers tonight. I'm gonna take the Sixers plus 6 over the Magic, and I'm taking the Spurs minus 5 over the Raptors.
And Mark, yeah, I will take the Dodgers. I will take the Dodgers tonight against the Blue Jays.
For sure. All right, man. Let's talk about the World Series, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so both teams are split 1-1. In the first game, the Toronto Blue Jays exploded for a 11-4 win over the Dodgers. Addison Badger hit a pitch hit grand slam, the first pitch hit grand slam in World Series history. The Blue Jays 9 runs, 6 inning blew the game open for the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani hit a home run, but it was too little, too late. In game two, the Dodgers evened the series 5-1. A dominating performance by starter Yamamoto. Complete game, allowing 1 run on 4 hits with 8 strikeouts. Key offensive moments, solo homos by Will Smith, Max Muncy in the 7th inning turned the tide. And game 3, I think, is tonight. So, have you been watching? How you feeling? Do you think it's over in 5, or do you think Toronto still has a chance?
Toronto still has a chance because it's literally boom or bust with this offense. Either they score like 10 runs or they can't do nothing at all, man. I think at the end of the day, the first game, they were very explosive. They were able to get to my man, what's my man's name?
Yamamoto, whatever his name.
Not no Yamamoto. What's the game one pitcher?
Was it Snell?
Yeah. Tony Snell. Yeah, they were able to get to Snell, who has been pitching really good all postseason. But Yamamoto, man, he's amazing. He's amazing, man. He looked really good in game 2. Obviously, we get Matt Scherzer versus Glasnow tonight. That should be a really good pitching matchup. At the end of the day, it comes down to this: if the Blue Jays are able to score 5 or more runs, they'll most likely will probably win this game. If not, it's going to be all Dodgers. So it really comes down to if the Dodgers are able to keep their starters in the game. I know kind of like their Achilles heel from listening to some of the experts in the baseball world is if you can get to this Dodgers bullpen, then you have a legit chance. If you can't, it's going to be a long night for y'all. So obviously these early innings are going to tell a lot. If they can get these pitchers pitch counts up high, if they can get some early runs on the Dodgers, then I think the Blue Jays have a great shot. But if it's the 7th inning and they only got 1 run and the starting pitcher is still rolling and he's throwing heaters, it's going to be a long night for the Blue Jays. It really comes down to that, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think this all just comes down to what it always comes down to in the playoffs and in the World Series: pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Who's pitching can show up. You know what I'm saying? And right now, you'd probably trust the Dodgers pitching over the Blue Jays pitching. Now, if the Blue Jays, like you said, they can get hot because, like you said, they are a boom or bust. And like you said, if they score 5 more runs, they'll definitely win this game. Because not to say that the Dodgers can't match that, but that's just not how they play baseball. You know what I'm saying? They're not a high scoring team. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Toronto is. So it's gonna be interesting to see. It's definitely Toronto still has a chance. I told you when we talked about this before that they had to take one of them games at home, and they did that in great fashion. So if they can get one of those performances in LA, because they got 3 in LA, right?
They got 3. How many games do you think they need to win in LA to have a legit chance to win this World Series? You think they need to win 2 or 1?
They ain't win 2. They gotta win 2.
Yeah,
they gotta win 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you're gonna have Snell and Yamamoto back. So in a way, and then I get it. You were able to get to Snell, but Snell is really an excellent pitcher, especially in the pro season. And in the way Yamamoto looking, he just
no.
That boy is nasty.
He's the best. He's one of the best.
Yeah, it should be a good game tonight, though.
But yeah, for sure. Would be interesting to see what happens, though. Say 1, okay. We'll see.
Get it back to Toronto. Just get it back to Toronto, huh?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
What do you think of Drake's chain? Do you see Drake's chain?
And his little jacket that he had on.
Yeah.
So never mind.
That's probably his first Blue Jay game he ever been to.
Probably.
Yeah,
you don't care about the Blue Jays.
You do that.
All right, man. Let's do our NFL season week 8 recap.
Still.
All right. Those who don't know, we do a different style over here. I will do the scores, and then I will pose a question for each player. Each team. Football, the Chargers dominated the Vikings 37-10. We all know Carson Wentz got hurt, but by that time it was already over. Are the Chargers getting healthy enough to compete at the right time?
Yeah, obviously the main thing with them has always been about health. You were able to get Joe Alt back. You got Khalil Mack back. Keenan Allen surprisingly has been healthy. You know, we've all been kind of expecting him to have a hamstring injury or something. And God bless. I want to see him healthy, no matter if they're rivals. I want to see all these teams be healthy going into the playoffs. I don't want to see nobody get hurt. Justin Herbert, you know, he's in good spirits, man. He got his little boot thing, so he's playing like he ain't got nothing to lose as well. Man, I think they are getting healthy at the right time, and the Chargers will be formidable just because you're gonna have the toughness of that hardball energy. You know what I mean? That team's gonna be tough, and then you got Lab McConkey, Quinn Johnson, who couldn't get no balls. That's another reason why I lost fantasy this week
because they found that dude Aronde Grandis in the second.
Yeah, you got him. So Quinn Johnson seems like he's in the doghouse, and then And then Vidal, he looked really good stepping in for Marion Hampton. He looked really amazing. The best performance he had all year. And then obviously when you get a Marion Hampton back, I assume he'll probably be back here in the next couple of weeks. It's just going to add another punch to this offense. So, yeah. And, you know, if they can get healthy back, it'll be really good. Yeah. Especially if they can keep that O-line healthy. I know that was been some of their issues. I think Mekhi Becton got hurt again. So.
Should the Vikings trade for a QB or just ride it out with JJ?
Who you gonna trade for? Like Kirk Cousins looked like dog water in that game. I don't know who would be available at this particular time. I don't see the 49ers being willing to get rid of any of those. Their two quarterbacks. Andy Dalton looked terrible. Marcus Mariota ain't going nowhere because Jaden Daniels for some reason this year can't stay healthy. And then rumors are Shedeur Sanders, they're asking for a third round pick for him, which is insane because you drafted him in the 5th round and you won't play him. But yeah, you're asking for a high draft. So what does that say? Which we're gonna talk about the Browns here in a second. But at the end of the day, man, I don't know what they're gonna do. They're just gonna have to stick with it because they made the dumb decision in getting rid of Sam Darnold and not keeping Daniel Jones. And look, behold, both of those quarterbacks are performing well, and you're stuck with Carson Wentz and then JJ McCarthy, who's a young quarterback who has no reps, and you put him in. Justin Jefferson and Joe Addison will be asking for a trade in the next 3 days.
Yeah. The Jets come back and get their first win over the Bengals.
Yeah.
39-38. My man Justin Fields had a good second half. Breece Hall was balling. And I'm surprised that this man only has 2 touchdowns in the game in this game. What the hell?
Yeah. He's a great back. Free him. I've been saying free Breece Hall.
He's a great back, but I thought he had more touchdowns than this.
They won't give it to him. That's the problem.
They had some
free him and Garrett Wilson. Those are 2 elite players.
They had some games where they scored some points. I was thinking this nigga had at least one of them.
Nah, man. Like at the end of the day,
I had to look at my phone. Wait, 2 touchdowns his first? What?
Yeah.
But my question is, should the Jets still be sellers at the deadline?
Yes, they should be. At the end of the day, they're not winning anything this year. You need to rebuild this team. Obviously, I know they want to kind of keep Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. I personally think you should really consider trading those guys because there's always going to be great young running backs that are coming in this league. We know the type of receivers that are going to be coming in this league in this next couple of years. Like, get as much draft stock as you can. I don't think Aaron Glenn's going anywhere. They're still playing hard. They're still fighting for this team. And then, get enough picks where you can get a real quarterback that you can move on with the future. You can still get receivers. You can still get running backs. You have assets where you can do a lot of stuff. And they're not winning things. So, yeah, they should be sellers.
Are the Bengals playoff hopes shut?
No, I don't think they're shut. I think the AFC North is in a weird spot. The Steelers lost. The Bengals lost. The Browns lost. The Ravens won, but yet they're still banged up. But that's going to be the team to watch out for is them Ravens because Lamar Jackson will be back this Thursday, and they're going to be even more explosive. Like the Ravens are going to get healthy at the right time, and they're not in. It was a terrible loss. They should have won this game, but at the end of the day, they're still in it.
The Ravens beat the Bears 30-16. Snoop Huntley, he actually had a pretty solid game. He had this offense humming pretty well, which leads to John Harbaugh. You should have had the man playing in the first few games instead of Cooper Rush. I don't know why you went to Cooper Rush when you know Tyler Huntley knows the damn offense.
He's been there for fucking 35 years.
and he's like, and look, he's no Lamar Jackson, but he's like, he's Lamar Jackson, like diet soda with zero.
Yeah.
like he can keep that offense rolling. You just saw it yesterday. But my question to you is, did the Bears get humbled yesterday?
Humbled. Obviously, I think it's a wake-up call. Like, yeah, I know they were on a little winning streak here and there, but at the end of the day, they still have a lot of growing to do. I think this offense hasn't hit peak Ben Johnson style offense yet. I think Caleb Williams is still learning his offense. I think they're still trying to figure out ways to get DJ Moore the ball. DeAndre Swift has probably looked like the best offensive player on this team. But I think they got problems. They're a young team, man. I don't know what people are expecting. Like, they're not going to be Super Bowl champions this year. Like, this young team, they're going to add more pieces. They've shown promise. They've been shown they've won some key games. They just ran into a Ravens team on the road, which is tough no matter what's going on. That Ravens team is always going to play hard no matter what's going on with that organization.
And are the Ravens back?
Yeah, they get Lamar Jackson back on Thursday. You got a big win that people are expecting you to lose. You got a big win at home with your backup quarterback. Everybody is getting healthier. This defense is getting healthier. Lamar Jackson is getting healthier. Yes, they're back. Lamar Jackson's coming back. They're back. Yes.
The Dolphins beat the Falcons 34-10.
Oh,
this game was not even close. The Dolphins did whatever they wanted to on offense.
Yeah.
And Bijan Robinson barely got the ball. And we see why my man, what's the quarterback name? We just
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. We see why he's back up now. He was terrible. I know Bijan, he fumbled like at the goal line or whatever, but still, you still give the man the ball. He's still giving the ball. So, my question to you is, what do we do with this Dolphins team?
There's nothing you can do. There ain't nothing you can do.
Like, what is this, man?
These two teams are the true definition of Jekyll and Hyde. They're the true definition. These two teams really are the same team. You don't know what you're going to get from either team. And that's just the situation. Like, this team ain't going nowhere. Miami Dolphins, we all know eventually Mike McDaniels is not going to be the head coach. Tua Tagovailoa is not going to be the starting quarterback of this team. You got some cool little pieces with Ollie Gordon. You got to figure out if you're going to keep Bradley Chubb and some of these guys that you have on the defense side. Those names are being rumbled for, trade opportunities and stuff like that. At the end of the day, this Dolphins team ain't going nowhere. You ain't got Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill ain't going to be on the team next year. This team's going to look a whole lot different next year. So a great win. Like, they're playing inspired. They played inspired football. They played the right team at the right time, because I know you're going to ask me the question about the Falcons, but it's tough. But yeah, this Dolphins team, congratulations on the win. You still ain't going nowhere.
But the Falcons, it's time to get a look at Raheem Morris.
He ain't the coach. He ain't the coach. Like, at the end of the day, why are you? I think that's been the number one problem for Falcons fans and anybody that watches the Falcons. For some reason, you do not want to give the ball to your key players. I don't understand it. Kyle Pitts had a decent game, but why are you not giving the ball to Bijan Robinson? Why are you not getting the ball to Drake London? You have great, talented pieces.
I think Drake
on
London was out.
Oh, Drake London was out. My bad.
Yeah,
but you still had what's my name? Darnell Mooney. Like, we've seen Darnell Mooney have really good games, but your number one player and Bijan Robinson, who knows how it's supposed to be, like, why are you not getting the ball? And then Kirk Cousins, like, I'm not gonna shit on Kirk Cousins. He's an older quarterback who just had a brutal Achilles injury, whose confidence is shot. Like, what did you expect from him? But Raheem Morris, like, this comes down to the coaching staff. Like, brother, you have this talented team. You have the opportunity to at least get into the playoffs. If you can't get in the playoffs with this squad, like, in this division, like, yeah, the Bucs are the cream of the crop, but still, like, you should be the second best team in this division. But reality is, I'm gonna say this: The Saints play harder than the Falcons. And they only won one game this year. I've been more impressed with the Saints than I have been with the Falcons. That says a lot. And the Saints only won one game. They only won one game. But I've been more impressed by the effort and the fight that they've had compared to the Atlanta Falcons. That says a lot.
Yeah, I agree. The Buffalo Bills beat the Panthers 40-9. Andy Dalton was terrible. This goes on to prove that I want to know who's making the schedule for the Buffalo Bills, because this is criminal.
Man, come on,
this is collusion.
This was a practice. This was a practice. This is a scrimmage game.
Was it? My question is, was this a good win for Buffalo?
No. You should have won this game in this dominant fashion. I don't know what the Bills are. That's my problem. You know what? No. We do know what the Bills are. The Bills are Josh Allen or bust. They need to add talent on this defensive side of the ball. I still think they need a receiver to help out James Cook and Keon Coleman. They don't have a true number one. They need at least two trades. You got 8 days. I think it's 8 days or 7 days left to make these trades. They need to make it. If they don't make a trade and they go in like this, and then on top of that, you lost Ed Oliver for the foreseeable future. I think he tore his bicep, so he's not going to be back anytime soon. Maybe for the rest of the year, you might be able to get him back in the playoffs, depending on how far you get. You lost that, so now you lost another piece on that defensive side. I think Bosa had some good moments, but again, it's against the Carolina Panthers, who've been very, very mediocre. And you didn't have your star quarterback. You played against Andy Dalton, who is terrible at this particular time. He's the same as Kirk Cousins. So, man, this Bills team is.
I don't ever want to see you scramble like that ever again.
And then he had a bad sack at the end of the half that took points off the board. I'm like, what are you doing? So, as far as the Bills, they need to make trades. If they don't make trades, and this is the team that they go in with the playoffs, they ain't winning shit.
Yeah, I agree. I ain't even gonna ask you no question for the Panthers. Because I was gonna ask you would Bryce Young have made a difference, but
maybe. Obviously, yeah. I think the team would look a little bit better, but we know this team is young, man. What do you expect, man? What do you expect?
But I will say this about Buffalo: keep feeding James Cook. I keep telling y'all. The offense looks better when you feed James Cook. You see good things happen.
Yeah.
Because there was a scenario in the alternate universe, Mo, that they would have dropped back 40 times and Josh Allen went through 2 bad picks, and next thing you know, the Panthers is back in this game.
That's a reality. It's a reality, yeah. I low-key think I would say this, if James Cook, I feel like the offensive coordinator, if James Cook doesn't break off one early in the game, it seems like they don't want to give him the ball no more. It's we need you to break out a 50, 40-yard run within the first 5 rushes that you get. And if you don't do that, it's just going to be Josh Allen all day, every day. I feel like that's kind of the feeling I get. But again, I said with the Bills, they need to make some trades, man. They need to add some players to this team. There's players out there that they can get. If you want to try to go win it all, this is your year. This is your year. The only team you really should be worried about is the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, you got the Broncos, you got the Chargers. We got to see if the Ravens can. I think the Ravens can bounce back, but this is your year, man. This is your year to actually try to win it all. You have the easiest schedule ever that I've seen from a number one team in the division. You were the number one team in your division, and you got a last place schedule. That makes our schedule is way tougher than the goddamn Bills, which makes no sense. So, yeah, man, I don't know, man. This Bills team, I don't have no hope for this Bills team. I don't know. Sorry to all my Bill homie fans out there, but I don't trust this team at all.
Yeah. The Texans beat the 49ers 26-15, where CJ Stroud looked like vintage CJ Stroud.
First year CJ.
I don't get this team. I really don't. I don't know if Nico Collins was a blessing in disguise. I don't want to see my man get hurt, but it was all right, we gotta get the ball to Higgins and Noel and get them going and whatever. And when they should have been doing this, Can you imagine if they did this with Nico Collins in the lineup? Yeah. You see the potential of this offense when they get those dudes going. Mm-hmm. CJ looks 10 times better.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. I asked you with the 49ers, Do you think they came out a little flat?
We all know coming from the West Coast, and obviously they didn't travel all the way to the East Coast, but those early morning games, it's always tricky. I just think the 49ers are just too banged up, man. You see the level of talent that they could be if they were healthy, but I just think they're just too banged up. They're always going to play with pride. They're always going to I still think they'll find a way to make the playoffs just because of Kyle Shanahan. As long as Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, George Kittle, he was able to get a touchdown. It seemed like he's finding his groove back. I think it's just a tough situation for the 49ers, man. They just got hit with the injury bug, and it's pretty much they're trying to tape everything together and just hope that it can just last and make a cool little run.
And then with the Texans, did they finally unlock this offense?
I think these last couple weeks they have looked a lot better.
Not last week.
Well, maybe not last week. I still think they're missing a running game. I still think they miss Joe Mixon. I don't know what the situation was that. At this point, who knows if he's even going to play at all this year. Maybe they can. I think they need to be in the trademark. I think they just need to add a running game to this.
Go get Breece Hall, man. Go get Breece Hall.
Yeah, get Breece, man. Get Breece. If you could try to convince to get off. I know Alvin Kamara wants to stay with the Saints. I know he wants to stay with the Saints. But if you could try to convince the Saints to give up Alvin Kamara, or even just anybody to upgrade this running situation, I trust DeMeco Ryans' defense. I will trust that defense.
Will Anderson is a beast. He might be the best.
Yeah, man. You still got Derek Stingley and all them. I think that defense is still good. If you can get this kind of offense productivity, like what you saw in the Ravens game, what you saw in this game, the Texas team could beat anybody. I truly believe that. Give him a running game and then just balance the offense out. Like, you don't got to throw. I love Nico. I think Nico is a top tier receiver, but you have great, talented other receivers. We saw them at Ohio State. We saw what Higgins did. We saw what Noel can do. Like, you got a decent tight end in Dalton Schultz. Like, it's not like you don't have pieces. Like, you have talent. It's just you got to give him a running game and make sure you steer CJ Stroud in the right way. But as you can see, his confidence level is getting back to what he was his first year. If you can get that back, then yeah, man, I think the Texans have a great shot at surprising people.
The Eagles beat the Giants 38-20. There was a couple controversial calls in this game, especially the tush push where my man Jalen Hurts reached the ball over and Tibbs snatched the ball out. I thought it was a fumble. That's just me. They blew the whistle. They blew the whistle and said it was forward progress. I thought that was BS. And then the OPI was kind of ticky-tacky from Slayton. I don't know if that was a push-out to me.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I saw it. It wasn't.
I don't know about that one. But they did get Saquon Barkley. He did get hurt. But you got Saquon Barkley going in this game. And the offense does look like it's playing a lot better. The defense made some key stops. Shout out to Cam Scatterboo, man. My man got hurt in this game. He's out for the season, dislocated ankle. But they were rolling, and you could tell that also outside those two bad calls, that Cam Scatterboo injury kind of deflated the team. You could tell. He's like their energizer bunny in that offense. So I ask you, are the Giants cursed?
This year, yeah. This year, they're cursed. I got a question for you. Do you think with the way this year played out, you think Brian Daboll keeps his job?
I think there's a chance he can. He has built-in excuses.
And they're playing hard. They play pretty good. Like,
I'm saying, well, you got to think of it. If you think perspective, you can look at perspectives on different ways. Okay, the Broncos game, they was blowing the Broncos out. They should have won that game, and then they just gave up a lead in the fourth quarter. Yeah. So you look at it from both ends. You know, you should have won that game. It looked good, but then you gave up a big lead that could be a fireable offense. True. This game, I don't think it was all on Brian Daboll. I think a lot of those factors built in. That, like I said, that play that should have been a fumble, that could have changed the tide of the game right there. They could have marched down the field, scored. We talking about a different game, maybe. Even when when Slayton caught that pass, they were only down, I think, by a touchdown.
Yeah,
at the time.
Game.
Yeah. So, you can tell Jackson Dart is the future. and they got pieces. He's running this offense really good. You see the fruition of this day ball offense with him. I think they just need a little bit more. They need somebody outside of Neighbors.
Yeah.
They need another receiver. I know Slayton, but he's so inconsistent. You don't know what you're gonna get with Slayton.
Or an elite tight end. If you can get one of these, get an elite tight end, I think that would help.
I like Theo Johnson. I just think they need to give him the ball more. I like Theo Johnson, but I'm not mad if they add another one. Bellinger got hurt. That hurt them too. But I don't know. It's just I think I think they'll give him one more year.
I think it's just smart. I think at this point you see that he runs his offense well. Do I want to put him in a situation like Caleb Williams is and having to go through a whole new coordinator and learn a whole new system? At this point, and how hard they've been playing, I think Brian Daboll's gonna keep his job, bro. That's just me. But I think it's a great question to ask, though.
No, it is a good question because I was thinking about that myself. I was like, "Damn, will he keep this job?"
I think he will.
He might.
I think you got to. I think you got to at this point.
I think
you're making Dart look good.
Yeah. I asked the Eagles, are they the best team in the NFC?
No. Oh. Yes and no, because we've seen this story before. Obviously, this is it's the last 2 years have been the same thing. Around this time, AJ Brown is mad. They're dealing with injuries. Everybody hates Jalen Hurts, and then the key moment is always, I feel like, around like the week 12-ish area where they either hit all cylinders and they look like the best team, or the 1 year where everything just flopped and they lost like their last 5-6 games and it was just not the same. So it's like a yes and no situation. Like, yeah, talent wise, they're still one of the best teams. But right now, if you have to put me in a corner right now, and if the playoffs start today, would I pick them to win the Super Bowl? No.
The Buccaneers beat the Browns 32-13. Look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this now. Myles Garrett, I do not feel sorry for you, sir. You over there slamming your helmet. You over there, you frustrated. You took the money, player. You put out this whole soliloquy speech on how the farewell speech to the Browns. You ready to be traded. You going to another team, and then next thing you know it, you're the highest paid defensive tackle on the Cleveland Browns. Did you think it was really gonna get better, sir? So I don't want to see you on the sideline slamming your helmet. If you slamming your helmet because you're frustrated because you took the money, hey man, everything comes with a cost, player. All money ain't good money. Now that's generational money, and hey, kudos to you. Your family gonna be set up for life if you take care of your money. But if you sit up here frustrated because you ain't winning, you play for the Cleveland Browns. They ain't been winning in years. Since you've been there.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
How many first-round picks do you think Garrett Wood commands right now? If somebody were to offer them 4 first-round picks for Garrett right now, would you think they'll do the deal?
They have to.
You think it'll take 3? What's the lowest amount? 3? That would take 3 first-round picks.
It'd probably be 3 first rounds in a couple of seconds.
Do you think there's a team that should do it right now? They'd be like, "Yo, let's do it."
Yeah.
Who?
The Dallas Cowboys.
If they would have won yesterday, then yes. But that offense, Dak looked like Dak. You know what I mean? Dak looked like, here you go, that playoff Dak. If there's a team, I don't like. Look, I don't know who has what as far as draft assets. I do not know. I'm just gonna name like 2 teams that I think that should really strongly consider doing it. I think it's either the Niners or I think it's if I were the Commanders, I would do it too. If you know you can get, or even the Ravens. If you can do that, do it. There's so many teams that should do it. I think the Lions, the Ravens, the Commanders, the Niners,
Patriots.
They got the cap space for that to fill in. Who else? The Bengals. They obviously it will never happen. They would have to pay like 6 first-round picks, but that will never happen. But I'm just throwing out teams that should at least try to call. Yeah, man. Even your Chiefs, if they were willing to do so.
We would never do no shit.
I know y'all would never.
Brett Veach would never.
But I'm saying this, like, look, if y'all have Myles Garrett with Chris Jones, just give y'all the championship right now. I would be mad.
Oh man,
honestly, I'll be dead ass. If y'all were to do that, not saying it would. I know it's like a 0.00001% chance. If that were to happen, I would not come on this podcast for the rest of the year.
The rest of the year?
It'll just be you. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about.
We got NBA.
All right, well, we're not talking NFL anymore. We'll just be straight NBA. It'll just be straight NBA.
The NFL don't work like that, play. You know that.
Negro, this man had 5 sacks in one game. You put him on the fucking Chiefs with Chris Jones. That might be the illest 1-2 combo of all I don't know. I don't care how old Chris Jones is. You put him with Patrick Mahomes. That might be Negro. Do you understand the level of disdain people will have for y'all if Myles
they would say, "Oh, this is rigged for the Chiefs."
Yeah, bro, this is like us getting Luka. This is like the Lakers getting Luka. What are you talking about, bro? You'll be over here. Mark will be fucking popping champagne already. Whatever the hell he drinks, you'll be over here with the biggest cheese on your face for the whole year. You gotta listen to Flanagan call you a corny motherfucker for
this corny.
Yeah, man. Yo, people, bro. I'm telling you, the NFL will have the lowest ratings ever if that happened, because we all know the end result.
And that's why that'll never happen.
It will never happen.
They would Laker veto that trade.
No, they would. Yeah, David Stern like, nah, son, we ain't doing that shit.
Son. We already think we cheating for y'all already.
No way.
But
is there any chance Garrett gets the sack record? Yeah, absolutely. Come on, man. Absolutely. How many sacks he has this year so far?
I don't know.
Let me look it up. Let me look it up real quick while you ask the questions.
How long we gonna do this Dylan Gabriel thing?
Man, get this motherfucker the fuck out of here, bro. Kevin Stefanski is terrible, bro. I don't know what.
I think he needs to be fired.
He needs to be fired. Either fire him or just trade fucking Shador, man.
He said he got
either fire him or trade Shador. Dylan Gabriel sucks. He's terrible. Like, no one had him as a 3rd round QB in any draft analyst class. No one said, oh, Dylan Gabriel could be the next one. No. When it was college, no one said Dylan Gabriel was going to be the next NFL Hall of Famer. No. Shedeur Sanders had higher praise. Cam Ward had higher praise. Jackson Dart had higher praise. Like, even homie from fucking Ohio State had higher praise. Like, but here comes Dylan Gabriel, and you want to do the whole Dylan Gabriel sucks. Free Shedeur. You want to do this fake back injury bullshit. My man ain't even getting reps. You're not even giving him reps. You even said you're not even giving him reps. How does he hurt his back? From what? Throwing the tennis ball off the wall? Like, what are we talking about? Like, he don't do nothing. He just sits there and collects dust. Like, and then on top of that, like, there's probably teams that have called for Shedeur, but if the rumors are true that you're asking for like a 3rd round pick for Shedeur, that's insane, brother. Like, what do you got to play for? Because at this point, you already put Bailey Zappi ahead of him. You're already hearing rumors of maybe they might keep Deshaun Watson. I'm like, what was the whole point of fucking you even drafting Shedeur? You're just wasting him away. Like, this, and Kevin Stefanski is an idiot. I don't want to. Who cares that he was a 2-time head coach? That was so long ago. So long ago. You're losing your team, brother. You're losing the respect of your locker room because you keep putting this mediocre. He ain't even mediocre. He's dog shit. He's terrible. He's a small quarterback that can't see over the line. That safety was that was on the level of Dan Orlovsky running out of bounds in the back. Like, what? That's how bad that safety was. Like, free my man Shedeur. Get him off the team. If you're not going to actually use him, get him off the team. Your season ain't going anywhere. It's over. You already got Myles Garrett about to hit people with a helmet again. Like, that's where we're at this particular time. And you got a defense that you're just wasting away. You got an offense and Quinshon Judkins that you're just wasting away because you want to be fucking hard-headed. You want to prove everybody that Dylan Gabriel is our guy. If that was the case, why are you even because at the end of the day, no matter how I feel about Dylan Gabriel, this is the same thing I said during the draft. Why are you even putting that pressure and that magnitude on Dylan Gabriel? If you think he's your guy, why are you drafting Shedeur Sanders knowing the type of media coverage that's going to get and put so much pressure on Dylan Gabriel? You're killing both. You're killing both careers.
Because the word on the street is that Dylan Gabriel was a Canvas Stefanski draft pick, and Andrew Berry is the one who wanted Shedeur.
So Andrew Berry, fire Kevin Stefanski. If that's who you wanted, fire Kevin Stefanski.
That's the word.
Because, all right, you gave Dylan Gabriel a shot, and I get it. He's a rookie. You only get, but bro, he's terrible, bro. You don't see no promise with that. He ain't growing 4 or 5 inches. He ain't got the arm strength for this league. He played a preseason game against the vanilla defense, and you thought he was going to be your savior. No. And then on top of that, look what happened when Joe Flacco left. Joe Flacco looked like Ravens Joe Flacco out there throwing touchdowns. So it says a lot about you, not about the player. I think if you get, honestly, I just want Shedeur gone. I don't want to have him play for the Browns at all. What's the point of him playing for the Browns? He's probably just going to ruin him anyway. Make terrible play calls, put him in bad situations, have him throw 50 times. You did that with Dylan Gabriel. You're gonna try to get these young kids killed. So you know what? Yeah. I'm gonna take back some of the stuff I said about Dylan Gabriel. He's in a bad situation too. He need to ask to go too. Put him in a different situation. Maybe he might play better because Kevin Stefanski ain't no coach of the year no more. Stop living in the past. This is what have you done for me these last couple of years, and you've been terrible. You've been terrible. I
agree. Because you see Flacco, he even though he lost yesterday, he playing a lot better than when he played around.
Like maybe it's not Dylan Gabriel. Maybe it's not Joe Flacco. Maybe it's you. Because everybody who leaves ends up playing well when they're gone from your play calling or whatever scheme you have going on. So come on, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna let him go.
And then with the Patriots, are the Patriots a threat in the AFC?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think low-key they should be the favorites to win that division. I don't even think the Bills should be the favorites. Like, they got the better defense, they got the better offense, they got more cap space, they got more assets to make trades. The rumors are it could be Jacoby Myers, it could be this person that gets added to the team. Like we all know the Patriots are going to make a move. We know this. I think that's a foregone conclusion. By trade deadline, the Patriots are going to add somebody to the squad, whether it's a receiver, whether it's a defensive player, wherever the case may be. Yeah. And Drake May shut me up. He proved me. I'm not going to be a Drake May. I need to see more. I've seen enough. I think Drake May is that guy. He's that guy.
Yeah, for sure. The Buccaneers beat the Saints 23-3. It was a good bounce back win for the Buccaneers after losing on Monday Night Football against the Lions. My question is, can this team get healthy enough to compete for a Super Bowl?
Yes, they can. I do believe Mike Evans will come back. It's a broken collarbone, but I think he'll be back. Usually what those injuries take maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks, maybe. So if they can get him back by the playoffs, I think they even still have an opportunity to get a bye week. I know it's going to be tough because there's a lot of teams fighting for that number one position, but they have a chance to get that number one spot, maybe potentially get a bye week. But yeah, man, I think they do, man. This team is really good, really talented. Receiving wise, like Chris Godwin, he's still finding his way back in the groove. You're gonna get Bucky Irvin back. You have a solid tight end and Cade Otto. Like Baker Mayfield, we stated before, he's MVP level quarterback. This team will be fine.
Okay. The Titans lose to the Colts 38 – oh, no, wait. Saints question. Should Tyler Skull be should he get some starts now?
Nah, I think Spencer Rattler been cool. Like, I just think they just don't have You drafted him. I'm trying to reassess. You did draft him.
Early, too.
He's old as dirt, so you're going to have to play him soon. Like, my man was in college for I didn't get a chance to see this game. How did he look? He was
okay. He made a few throws. I was like, okay.
Yeah. You ain't got nothing to lose. At the end of the
I
day,
think
you've already.
Spencer Rattler got hurt. I don't know if he got hurt or not. Because
okay.
it was red zone, so it was going in, going out.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I saw him. He was in.
I think Spencer Rattler has played respectable. I think he's looked better and better. Now, if this might be your shot and opportunity. If he's going to be out, you could do like a JJ McCarthy situation where you could just fake the injury longer and then just see what you have with Tyler Shook. You know what I mean? You could do that. Like it's better now than never because he's not going to get any younger. So I'm not mad at it. Like the Saints ain't going anywhere anytime. I think they should be sellers anyway. So.
Now the Colts beat the Titans 38-14. This contest wasn't close. Cam didn't have a good game. I saw some of the throws. He threw some bad picks.
Tough. Yeah,
he threw some bad picks in this game. Yeah. But this team, man, it's lost in the water right now. They lost their head coach in the middle of the season. I know Mike McCoy, he's been a head coach in this league, but we all know he's not been a good head coach in this league either.
Yeah, you saw the video of Cam questioning Mike's play call.
Like, hey man, let's go for it.
We got to lose, man. We got to lose, bro.
For real. So will the Titans be sellers? Well, they just traded somebody. Will the Titans be sellers at the deadline?
Yeah, obviously, the names that people would love to see, like a Jeffrey Simmons. Obviously, I think they're going to keep him. Obviously, Cam Ward ain't going anywhere or anything like that. But you got some running backs. Maybe you could try to trade. I think they traded a cornerback to the Eagles.
Yeah,
was it the Eagles? I know they traded a cornerback to somebody. So obviously the indications are they're going to be sellers. It's just not going to be the names that you would, if you're a team asking for anybody, it's not going to be any of the key players that probably could make a huge difference. But yeah,
it was to the Rams.
To the Rams. So I'm not familiar with my man. What's his name, like Rogers or something like that?
Roger McCrary. He's not bad. He's a good corner.
Obviously, you're adding depth to that cornerback situation to the Rams. Obviously, it's going to help. And at this point, you got to trust what the Rams are trading for at this point. But I think the Titans will be sellers. I just think it won't be names that people will be clamoring for. It'll just be like some small pieces. I think maybe the bigger names, maybe one of those running backs they decide to trade, maybe a Tajee Spears or maybe a Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard has looked really good. I think that's another name that should get talked about a lot. But yeah, it'll be somebody like that.
Yeah, for sure. And then the Colts, Jonathan Taylor for MVP.
Yes. Who else is it going to be? Jonathan Taylor's been the best player in the whole league. It ain't even close. Give me a quarterback, man. Like I know the MVP is a quarterback situation, a quarterback award. Are you going to say Daniel Jones? I'm not. I'll pick I'll pick Jonathan Taylor.
I don't know, man. My man. DJ's in top 3 right now in yards.
Yeah, but we all know that offense has been the Jonathan Taylor show, dog. Like, no disrespect to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has looked really, really good, and he looked very in control of that offense. But it's been the Jonathan Taylor show. Like, Josh Allen, no. Lamar Jackson's been hurt, so his opportunity's gone. Jayden Daniels, all the favorites that came into this year have been, you know what I mean? Like Patrick Mahomes, maybe depending on how the year goes on.
Tonight, baby, you got to put on a show tonight.
Maybe a Matthew Stafford, maybe. I don't know. I think Jonathan Taylor right now he should be the favorite. Now, will he get it? No. Eventually, they'll find a quarterback.
He's going to be offensive player of the year.
He'll be offensive player of the year, and they'll find a quarterback to give it to. And at this point, it's looking like it'll probably either be maybe like a Jared Goff or Daniel Jones be kind of outside, but it'll be
comeback player of the year.
Who? Yeah, I can see Daniel Jones being comeback player of the year, but most likely it'll probably come down to like a Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen, Stafford, something like that. They'll find a way. Yeah, they'll find a way. Honestly,
Drake May.
No, yeah, Drake May. Yeah, Drake May has a really good shot, especially if they win that division and they may possibly get the number 1 seed. You know what? That might be my guy. It might be Drake May. I think it'll come down to Drake May, Patrick Mahomes, me personally.
Yeah. The Cowboys got their boots smoked by the Broncos yesterday, 44-24.
What is that? Is that what they do? Is that what they do? TikTok shit? Is that what they do? Yeah, do that to the fucking Cowboys, bro. Them bums out of here, bro.
Yeah, it was bad yesterday. That was the worst Cowboys performance probably one of the worst performances all season. I'm trying to think. But Dak was bad yesterday. He was throwing picks. Now, I give kudos. Broncos defense is really, really good. That defensive line is nasty, and then corners is some of the best in the league, man. So I asked you about the Cowboys. Can they fix this defense?
Man,
Because
the only way you fix this defense is maybe if you can find a way to get an elite defensive end player. If you can find a way to get Myles Garrett, if you can find a way to get a Max Crosby, if you can find a way to get somebody of that level, then maybe, because I view those players as better than Parsons, but I don't see that type of player being available unless if they make multiple trades, which I don't see that either. This team is just going to be who they are, and they're going to be an offensive team that has to be either hitting on all motors and outscoring people, or this defense has to find a way to become more opportunistic and create turnovers. But you don't got Trevion, you don't got Diggs, who's probably one of your more opportunistic cornerbacks next to Bland. He's going to be out for the foreseeable future. So yeah, you lost him. Yeah, it's not going to look good. That's true.
And then with the Broncos, is this team a scary team?
They are. I hate to say it because I hate Sean Payton. I'm not a fan of Sean Payton. I despise Sean Payton with all my heart. I don't like this franchise because I'm a Raider fan. But nah, man, honestly, in a real conversation, yeah, I think they're a scary team. RJ Harvey looked really good. So you got that combination between him and J.K. Dobbins. These receivers have stepped up. Cortland Sutton looking like a true number one. You got some other guys like Franklin and I forgot the tight end's name, but he's been playing pretty good. And obviously,
unlock some new dude named Bryant II.
Yeah, something like that. So, and then we all know Bo Nix has that arm. He has that creativity with running. And this defense is top 3. Easily top 5, with one of the best defensive players in Patrick Surtain and some of the other guys that they have. So
Nick Bonito, man.
So they're going to be a scary team, man. Obviously, we'll see more. I think that when they play the Chiefs, when they play y'all.
We got Buffalo next week. We got the bye week, and then after the bye.
Yeah, so we'll find out how this team really is here in the next couple weeks. So they can actually win this division.
The Packers beat the Steelers 35-25 last night in Sunday Night Football. Ain't gonna lie, the first half of this game was a snooze fest. Nobody wanted to score. There were some controversy in this game. I think the Packers got away with a offensive offsides that didn't get called. But then there was a makeup call for the Steelers. I forgot what happened. I think Aaron Rodgers it was a strip sack, but they said he dumped the ball. It should have been intentional grounding, but they said for some reason why it wasn't intentional grounding, so it was kind of a makeup call. But the story of the night was Tucker Kraft, man. Tucker Kraft was a beast. Which I asked you, can this version of the Packers team win the Super Bowl, Mal?
Can they win the Super Bowl? They wouldn't be my pick. I at the end of the day, like Tucker Kraft, congratulations, you ruined my fantasy for the rest of the year. And that's another thing, man. Like, it was National Tight End Day, and the tight end I got, Jake Ferguson, doesn't even get the ball. Like, he got no love at all. Every other fucking tight end got some. Even Kyle Pitts got some love, but Jake Ferguson, who's been the best tight end all year, couldn't get shit. Like, man, I'm so over our league in fantasy.
So Mahomes, I need you to give some Kelsey love today, baby. Woo.
Man, so will they? I'm sure people will pick him. Me personally, I'm still not a fan of this offense. I'm still not a fan of these receivers. I'm not a fan of these receivers, bro. I know you got Christian Watson, but Christian Watson has 4 good games in them, and then he'll find a way to get hurt. And then Josh, and then I gotta see Jordan Love in the playoffs. He hasn't really performed well in the playoffs at all. So he's kind of like on that Sam Darnold level right now, where it's just like, I think he's better than Sam Darnold, but I gotta see it in the playoffs, man. I haven't seen it at all. So I'm gonna say no, but I understand why.
First week good, but then the second week,
I honestly, would I be mad if somebody picked them? No. Would I personally? No, I'm not. I've not been a fan of this team all year. I know they've had their moments, but something about them just does not scream out Super Bowl contenders to me.
And with the Steelers, what can you add to this team to make them better?
I still think they need to add additions to the running game. I think the running game has been kind of inconsistent. The defense is not good. So you can add some pieces to that defense to help TJ Watt out. TJ Watt and Jalen Ramsey. You can add another receiver. There's a lot of things you can do with this team, honestly. Now, will they do it? They have no choice because Aaron Rodgers, who knows if he's going to play next year. I know they want him back next year. I know that's kind of the reports that the Steelers want him back, but will Aaron Rodgers want to come back? I don't know. He'll have to go through the same situation where he's not there for training camp. Majority of the time, he'll show up the last week and then hope he can stay healthy. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Last night, I was scared for him a couple of times.
Yeah, he's one hit away from, I hate to say it, but he's getting old, man.
Yeah, it's getting old.
Still good, but he getting old.
No, he is still good. He is still good. All right, man. That does it for this week. We got one more game tonight.
What's your give us your keys to the game, man? What are some of the things you want to see in this game tonight?
Offensively, we got to attack these linebackers. As good as what's the damn linebacker's name? I know Louisville and then the other dude. He used to play for Seattle.
On the Chiefs?
No.
Or the Commanders. Oh, Bobby Wagner?
Bobby Wagner. We all know Bobby Wagner and Louisville. Louisville's a good pass rusher, and Bobby Wagner's good at run support, but these linebackers are terrible in coverage. They're one of the worst in coverage. So you got to get Rashee Rice, get Xavier Worthy in the middle of the field, even Travis Kelce, get him in the middle of the field, attack these linebackers, and then possibly hit them over there because these safeties are not good either. Hit him over the top of the head, possibly with a Tyquan Thornton pass or even Xavier Worthy. But the key is to attack this middle of the field. I expect Andy Reid to dial up something, him and Nagy to dial something up in the middle of that field. And just don't let, the interior of this pass rush wreck the game. That's on Creed, Kingsley. Trey Smith is not playing in this game, so that's going to be something to look at. Defensively, just make life uncomfortable for Marcus Mariota. Don't let him get rushing lanes either. Spy him good. And, don't let him get new life on 3rd and longs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. And he can't get nobody open. And next thing you know, he's running down the field for 20 yards. Like, we can't have that.
Yeah.
And that happened to us 2 weeks ago against 3 weeks ago against Trevor Lawrence. For whatever reason, my man Spags waited too long to put a spy on Trevor Lawrence. And it's like, hey, my man can run a little bit.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota, as old as he is, he still got wheels. He can still run a little bit. He ain't what he used to be, but he still can run. So, and don't let the additions of Debo and Terry McLaurin wreck this game. You know what I'm saying? So I know they're coming back from injuries, and sometimes that's a slow pace to get these guys back in. But just keep Marcus Mariota, make him look like a bad quarterback.
Well, what's your score for the game tonight?
I'm going to go 31-17.
This game gonna be over by halftime. It's all right. We know. No Jaden Daniels. It's over. Like, I like Marcus, but he had his one good game this year. Yeah, it's not gonna look good in Arrowhead. Man. It's an Arrowhead too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We're good. They're wasting the Peyton Manning and Eli Manning show for this game.
Hopefully they got a good guest tonight.
Who's their guest?
I don't know. Hopefully they got a good guest tonight.
Yeah. Hopefully. I'm about to be watching NBA tonight. That's what I'm about to be doing.
Who playing tonight? Your Lakers?
Yeah, we played the Blazers tonight. Who else plays tonight?
Y'all won last night, right?
Yeah, we won. Yeah, Austin Reeves had 51. So we played the Blazers tonight.
Yeah.
Cavs Pistons should be really good. Magic Sixers should be really good. Hawks Bulls should be really good. Celtics Pelicans, that would be an interesting one. Thunder Mavericks tonight, that would be a really good one. Nuggets Timberwolves, it takes a little hit with Anthony Edwards being out, and then obviously we got the Grizzlies and Warriors tonight. So we got some good games tonight. And then obviously you got game 3 of the World Series too. So.
Right. For sure, man. Should be a good night of sports. You know
it should be good. Yeah. I gotta order this league pass. I need to order that.
All right, man. Who gets your flowers of the week, man?
Flowers of the week. Do I have any flowers for this week? Nah, man. Honestly, I don't really have anything. I don't have anything this week.
I'm kind of with you, man. I had one, but I always forget I need to start writing my flowers of the week.
Yeah, I didn't have time to write it.
Well, usually I get one like on like a Friday. I said, okay, that could be flowers of the week, but then I forget it.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't watch it, but I'll show love to the verses. I'll show love to the verses.
That's what. No limit.
I'll show love to
Mia
No Limit
X.
and all that. Mia X. I heard Mia X did really good. I heard Juvenile did really good. At least on the timeline. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but yeah, I'll show them some love, and then also show Pop. Pop, he got his banner hung up with his wins in San Antonio. So I definitely want to show him love and what one of the greatest coaches of all time, and prayers out to him. Hope he's doing well with the recovery from his stroke and stuff like that. So yeah, those will be my two.
I'm with you. I saw a few clips. I didn't get to catch all because it was going on while I was at work, so I didn't get to catch all the verses, but I caught a couple of songs in there. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think No Limit probably won. Because I just felt like they were more in sync. They were more hype from the stuff that I saw.
Yeah.
Whereas in I don't know what Cashman, like, Baby, he looked salty all night.
Yeah, I saw a couple clips with him. Like he called who he called who?
Oh, he's talking trash. He's talking about Turk because Turk wasn't there. And Lil Wayne didn't show up, but he ended up doing a show in Dre's that night.
So he was there, but not there.
Yeah, he's there, but not there.
That's crazy.
I personally think that this should have been okay. I get it. You don't want to do in New Orleans because you don't want no problems. I think that between Master P and Baby and all them, they could have paid for the extra security to make sure shit was tight in New Orleans. And you could have did it in a place where it's not going to be crazy. Or hell, do it in Atlanta. I don't know. But the crowd just wasn't into it. You could tell. Like, the people who grew up on these, they were into it, but it was just, they just kept showing like the same 5 people in the crowd.
They were just staring at.
They kept showing the little light-skinned chick that was dancing and rapping. They kept showing a couple of other people, and then if they did show somebody, they'd be standing there like, because you shouldn't have did this. And first of all, you shouldn't have did this at a complex con that's got young rappers that's going to be performing. That's another reason why it wasn't good, because they had to shut it down early. They had to cut them off.
Why?
Yeah, they cut them off because, hey, man, we got to get Yeet and all them up in here.
Well, see, I thought the verses was gonna be somewhere else. Like, I thought it was gonna be like at a venue. Like, I didn't know it was gonna be at Complex Con.
Yeah,
which is dumb. Like, which makes no sense. Which is like, yeah, that makes no sense, because now you're putting them on the same stage where you got other artists that are gonna perform on there. At least having it like in a different area or something. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but you know, from what I heard, man, shout out to Mia X, shout out to Juvenile.
Yeah, it was just it was good in spots. Like I said, shout out to Mia X. Juvenile was doing his damnness to make it work. I didn't understand them playing Millie when Lil Wayne is not there. Like, why would you play that? You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Master P. Master P was hyped up. He did his thing. No Limit was doing their thing, but it just, and then it also sucked because a lot of people on No Limit side weren't able to make it. We all know Mystical and his legal troubles right now. Magic has passed away. C Murder's in prison. Like, it's just not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, if those dudes was out and Mystical wasn't doing what he was doing, and you know, C Murder was free, I think this would have been 10 times better. You know what I'm saying? If Wayne had showed up, Turk, and everybody was on a up and up, and everybody was good, I think this would have been 10 times better. And if it was in a better location or a better venue, it would have been 10 times better. But
who do you think they should do what other verses would you like to see them do in the coming future?
I mean, of course, the most ultimate one, Usher versus Chris Brown.
Yeah. Will that ever happen? I don't know. But maybe. That'll be a fire one. That'll be a fire one.
Yeah, that'll be definitely a fire one. I would love to see that one.
I would love to see Luda involved in one.
He did one. He did one with Nelly.
I need a better. I need a better. Like we could do like Luda and I don't know who Luda would belong to. I know they had the little beef with T.I. and shit.
I was gonna say maybe Luda and T.I.
Yeah, Luda and T.I.
I know T.I. was trying to call out 50.
I know they were talking about G Unit versus I think G Unit versus Dipset or something or some shit like that.
I want to see that.
They were saying G Unit versus somebody. I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Dipset or somebody else, but
yeah, I don't see that.
I don't know. What about you, Mark? Well, let us know what you would like to see.
I'm trying to think. Who other verses would I want to see?
Missy Elliott should be one. I don't know who she would go up against though.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. Right
Missy Elliott got a lot.
Yeah, she do.
Unless if it's like,
I don't know who she would go against. It would have to be somebody with similar type vibes, almost.
Who would you like to see Nicki Minaj go up against?
I don't know. Maybe Kim.
Lil' Kim?
That never happened, but yeah.
Lil' Kim one?
Yeah, because Kim and her don't like each other, so. Because I know people like Cardi B. No, she don't have the catalog, Nicki.
Nah, because Cardi B needs at least like 2 more solid albums, and then we might have a. Then that would be honestly that would be a really good one if Cardi B can maintain what she's been doing. Like obviously that'll be years and years down the line, especially the rate that she puts out albums and shit. That shit might not be until 2045, but that would be a good one just because of the animosity and shit. You'll definitely need security for that one because way they talking, boy, them girls, man, that should be crazy.
That'll never happen. So, but yeah, definitely Chris Brown, Usher, Luda, T.I. probably.
Would you like to see a Bow Wow one?
Didn't he already do one?
Did he do one? I don't know.
I think he did one. Didn't he do one? He did one against Soulja Boy, didn't he? When did he get Soulja Boy?
It should do Soulja Boy though.
I'm just saying. He did one against Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy.
That's funny.
Any R&B ones? Like I would like to see like maybe like a Miguel one, like a Miguel versus like
Miguel versus Jeremiah.
Miguel. Would he smoke Jeremiah? He would probably smoke Jeremiah. I think he would smoke Jeremiah. It has to be like a Miguel versus like who's out there? Maybe Trey Songz.
Trey Songz in trouble right now.
Trey Songz is always in fucking trouble. That motherfucker.
Trey Songz got issues right now.
Yeah, he do. So I gotta think about it. Maybe on Wednesday we can come up with our top 5.
Yeah, we'll come up with a list. So that's what we'll do.
We'll come up with a top 5 list.
Yeah. And who is your hell no? Oh wait, I gotta do the clap. Huh?
Kendrick and J. Cole. Kendrick and J. Cole will be fire. I just don't know if that will ever happen. You said what?
Be the allegation. Oh, who gets your hell no?
Hell nah. This government shutdown shit, this shit got to get over with soon because holiday travel is coming up soon, man. I got to buy my ticket to Texas, so they need to hurry up, man. Hurry up, bro. Hurry up with that. Hell nah. Oh, I have one for flowers. Eric Mango. Or is Eric Mango? The one that passed away? Just player that passed away.
Yeah, Nick Mango, yeah.
Passed away, so I definitely want to get my flowers for him, his family. He died of a kidney disease or something like that. Liver. So I do want to send out my prayers. Saw what's my man's name? The coach for the Jets.
Aaron Glenn.
Not Aaron Glenn.
Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan. You know, he got emotional about that. So I do want to pay some homage to Mangold, man, and prayers out to him and his family.
Definitely. Young man, only 41 years old, dog. So.
As far as like hell nas, I'm trying to keep it cool, man. Honestly, it's really just maybe that. They need to get that together, especially with the SNAP program. A lot of families aren't going to be able to, buy food for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. You got federal workers who aren't able to, keep food on the table. They're doing, door dashing and all that type of stuff, man. It's kind of crazy. Prayers up to Jamaica. That hurricane looks kind of crazy. They're going to get hit dead on, man. Shout out to everybody out there. Man, I think it's mainly that, man. With the holiday season coming, man, this government shutdown is not good for the American people. And for the people that work for the government, man, get this thing going, man. Get the SNAP program going, man. Get these medical bills in order. Like some of these premiums are insane. They need to fix that shit because people are questioning whether they even have medical benefits now. So yeah, that's probably my biggest help now for sure.
I got two. My first one goes to Cam Newton.
Yeah, man. Like, bro, why are you swinging on a fucking college student, bro? Like, what are we doing, bro? I saw that shit when I was in the hotel room. I was like, what is my man doing? What is my man doing?
Cam Newton, dog. Look, man, you on live TV, dog.
Bro.
I know. Look, the mascot smacked your head off. I get it.
But we didn't see what happened before that, though. We didn't see because he ran past the line, and the next thing I know, it just panned to them, and then they just started doing whatever.
Well, the mascot smacked his head off. Because I did see a different angle where he smacked his head off.
Oh, after they finished the race?
Yeah, after he finished the race. Well, Cam I think the Hornet was the one who won the race. Mm-hmm. And Cam was kind of taunting the Bulldog. And then when they panned over, what's your name, smacked his head off. And that's when Cam smacked him, grabbed his hat, and the Bulldog jumped on top of him kind of, and he pushed him, and then that's when he ran up, tried to run up. Cam almost knocked his face off his shoulders, and that's when the kid probably said, "Oh, he's for real."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, flowers to the for the HBU, the Battle of the Bands. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, did you see any of that out here?
No, I didn't get. I saw a few clips of people being there, but I didn't get to see the actual Battle of the Bands. I didn't get to see it, but I heard it was good. I think my parents went. They said it was good. So
I just saw a couple females on TikTok going, and I was like, hey, she look kind of nice in that motherfucker. Look cool.
It's crazy. My second hell no, and I mean this with all due respect to Terry Bradshaw. It's time, Terry. It's time to retire, man.
Well, what happened with Terry?
My man was on there just rambling. He was talking about the Chiefs and Commanders, and he said something like he hit up Andy Reid, but found out it wasn't really Andy Reid. It was somebody else who, I don't know, he gets picked from. I don't know. He was all over the place. And my man Strahan was looking at him like, what? What are you talking about right now?
How old is Terry?
Terry's in his damn near. I think he's in the 80s.
80s, damn.
But yeah, it's over for Terry. He's in that Lee Corso.
Yeah, it's about time to wrap it up.
Lou Holtz, when Lou Holtz was in his final leg, like it's in that area where it's like, yeah,
we appreciate you, but
appreciate you, dog. Yeah, you had a good run, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're a Hall of Fame football player. You did your thing, you know what I'm saying? So now that team was always there, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing for get you ready for the games. But it's time. It's time to go chill with the great grandkids.
I feel you.
I ain't trying to put him out no job, but I think Terry's fine. He's okay. So yeah, man, he gets a hell no.
Oh my God, bro. Oh hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
All right, man. Supposedly, you ready for this, Mo?
What?
We're getting Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather in 2026.
No, I'm cool. They saying Dan Lannon is getting some momentum for LSU.
I can see that. I heard he's getting pro looks too. I heard Sarks told them he'd go to the pros next year too.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Sec. I saw that he I don't know who would want to hire him though.
We'll see.
That sounds like a Miami job.
Maybe Titans.
Maybe
he want to work with Cam Ward.
We'll see.
All right, man. If you want to donate to the Cris Style Mal Podcast, you can donate to our Cash App, $ Cris Mal Podcast. We'll appreciate anything that you donate to us. Also, whatever streaming platform that you use to listen to your podcast, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio, whatever you use, we are available. First time watcher on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button, so you can tap into lives on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays at 9-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can jump in the live. You can talk about these topics like Mark was today. Give us your opinion. You agree with us, disagree with us. We want to hear from you. Yeah, man, subscribe to the channel. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, whatever you use, we're available at Cris Style Mal. We'll follow you back. We're just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of other things. Also, if you have feedback or critiques, or if you have a question or topic, and we like said question or topic, we will bring it up. We will shout you out, because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via DM, emails, or our mentions. All right, good people. Until Wednesday, hope you guys have a good couple days. Good days of sports. Still got Monday Night Football, basketball tonight. Got the World Series. Game 3 tonight. And by the time Wednesday comes, we'll be getting you ready for the week 9. Damn, we almost at week 9. Man.
We halfway through the season, man. I told y'all this shit gonna go by quick, man. Before you know it, playoffs will be here. Enjoy it. Like, look, college football is almost over. Yeah. Realize that. We got about 4 or 5 weeks left in college football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost over, y'all. So
get it in while you
can.
Some big boxing fights this month.
Yeah, November we got some good boxing fights. You know, you got. I know Benavidez is fighting this month. You got the Ortiz-Lubin fight. Who else?
Conor Benn fighting?
I think he is. I know that you got the Brian Norman, Devin Haney fight coming up. I know Abdul Mason. He's fighting a dude named Noakes. He's going to be getting his first title shot. So this could be the run of Mason Abdul finally getting his run, you know what I'm saying, as a champion. And then you got the most anticipating fight, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis.
Oh my god, yeah, we got that. October was pretty damn slow. There was nothing in October for fights.
Really.
So yeah,
other than what's the name in October?
Who?
Crawford and Canelo.
No, Crawford and Canelo was September.
September. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's been what? It's already been what? A month. It's been more than a month from Crawford fight.
Oh yeah, them uniforms. That should get a hell no. Them uniforms that the Steelers was wearing last night.
Yeah, them shits look terrible.
Like crossroad, little cross the road.
No, weren't those the same uniforms they used in the Batman movie with Bane and shit when he blew up the goddamn stadium? Weren't those things?
Look like jerseys from any given Sunday. It look like.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. But until Wednesday, people, we are out.
All right, y'all. Y'all be easy. See y'all Wednesday.